The intensity is there. They start the game off with a steal, and then a good sign, Jay Heath getting into the paint, not settling for jumpers.
Turnovers have been a problem for both teams in Maine's 2 losses at Hartford this weekend. They turned it over 33 times. It led to 41 Hartford Hawk points. They will use a lot of backdoor action as Steph Mitchell, one of the top defensive players in the ACC, steals it. So BC's going to have to be disciplined on defense to watch the backdoor as Winston Tabbs gets blocked.
Yes, definitely. And, one of the things, Meter, that we're going to watch is the communication early on in this game for Boston College. They want to limit the open looks for Maine.
Timeout by Maine. We will be right back to Chestnut Hill after this. Certainly many things to discuss with his club as they took on Syracuse 10 days ago, and it was one long afternoon at the office.
When guys missed a couple shots early that they know they should make, I sort of hang their head, not sprint back. It's just not who we need to be. It's just not who we want to be. It's not who we need to be that team. So it's disappointing. So, again, you can't let offense dictate effort level, and I think we did that.
That isn't the case here, at least in the very early going, with a block moments ago by C.J. Felder. Much more active on the defensive end in the first 90 seconds of this game, Malcolm Huckabee.
Yeah, and again, they're a talented backcourt, but they're very young. And what Coach Christian said, and we spoke with him right before this game, he said, look, we cannot allow bad offensive possessions to mess with our defensive intensity.
How about the weak side block by Steph Ingo, wearing 10 in blue for Maine. And then the 3 from the corner by DeHart. So Maine turning their defense into offense.
Yeah, excellent ball movement that time. And the secondary break. Nice pass. That's not an easy shot. That's a contested 3. And good sign for Maine early on in this game.
Maine makes 33% of its 3-point attempts. John Gaffney, the veteran official, calling a foul. So LaShawn DeHart with the 3 and the cross-court pass.
Yeah, excellent extra pass that time. Little brush screen. The help is late there, and that's excellent ball movement and unselfish play by Maine.
That's the 6th 3 of the season for DeHart in 12 attempts. Ashton Langford the inbounds to Steph Mitchell. Now Rich Kelly is checked in for Jim Christian. He wears 22 in white. Quinnipiac transfer. And an offensive foul on the Eagles. That's on Steph Mitchell. And transfers leading the way for main coach Richard Barron. He knew that he needed help because he lost his 3 best players, 2 to graduation and 1 turned pro in Serbia.
Yeah, he said that was the tough one right there. They weren't expecting that one to go. As we take a look, though, the transfers continue to step up in a big way. Another deep contested 3. Decent defense, but better offense.
Here's a 3 by Makai Ashton Langford. And the board by Steph Mitchell. Kelly in the lane, averaging 10 points. Nice pass. Clearly a shot you like to hit.
Yeah, that's good. Excellent ball movement by Boston College. Mitchell. But this right here, again, you have to be aware. He's already hit 2 deep ones. You cannot give him any ear space. The communication needs to be better for Boston College. He is the one guy you cannot leave open for Maine.
You know, Richard Barron told us when we spoke to him that nothing comes easy in Orono, Maine. They grind. It's kind of pervasive throughout the program. Everything's a little more difficult. The weather this just in, it's not very good during the winter months.
Well, I told him, look, I enjoyed my time up in Portland, Maine, but you're right. He said, look, we're used to just grinding it out, and that's something that they're trying to work through as they progress during this season. We talked to him. He said, look, we've had games canceled, so for us, this is an important game for us to get more reps.
Missed by Larson, and the rebound by DeMar Langford, the brother of Mekhi Ashton Langford. DeMar, the freshman, prepped at Worcester Academy down the road from Chestnut Hill. A double Felder, and Kelly takes the 3. James Karnick to put back. He has 4.
Karnick continues to be active on the offensive glass. That's just great work off the miss. And that's an area where Boston College seems to have an advantage early inside the paint.
The leading rebounder at 7 per outing. The elbow jumper too strong by Radakovic. Here come the Eagles again. Winston Tabbs off the line. But how about the work that James Karnick's doing in the noon start in Chestnut Hill?
Well, this right here is how you get on the court, coming off the bench, giving Boston College great minutes, in particular on the offensive glass.
Langford to Felder. They are launching at every opportunity from distance. Maine has been feisty, trying to hang with their big brothers for the ACC.
And right now, Boston College in a 3-2 matchup zone.
Nice move. And a strip, though, by Winston Tabbs. Both teams have been sloppy. Here comes Rich Kelly. Felder eyes it, can't buy it, but Karnick the board. Tabbs, their leading scorer at 16 a game.
Well, the last 2 possessions have been jump shots. And again, that's fine if it comes off of penetrate kick and you're wide open and you're a shooter. I think that's the key. But you don't want to settle for jumpers if you're Boston College. Try to get something going towards the basket.
Turget is blocked by Felder. Maine shooting 28%. Felder in the lane. Athletic move, but he can't get it to go. And BC's not having much help either on the shooting end, shooting 33%.
Yeah, that's one of the few times nobody on the offensive glass for Boston College as they continue to stay into the 3-2 matchup zone.
DeHart has been hot, and he remains scintillating. 4 threes for LaShawn DeHart.
The scouting report is he's a shooter, and he's proven he's a shooter. Right now, Boston College doing a poor job identifying him out of the zone or in man-to-man.
Karnick with a jump hook. Eagles have a 2.5-minute scoring drought, and that's been problematic for them throughout their first 5 games. Too many droughts, including against Syracuse. Godin and the air ball. Up and down pace, C.J. Felder. Good weak side rebound by Shildroth.
Well, that's one where Felder, although he's open, there's room to go to the basket.
DeHart. His first miss of the game, and it goes out of bounds off of Maine. started the game 6 for 14 from the field, but they've missed their last 7 shots, Malcolm, and they have a slim 1-point lead.
Well, the defensive intensity has been there for Boston College. They've lost sight of the main shooter for Maine, but I think the bigger issue offensively, they're 2 of 9 from the three-point line, 22%. Maine doing a good job forcing them into perimeter jumpers.
Double on Makai Ashton Langford to Steph Mitchell for an N1. That's exactly what they're looking for. You said to me during the break, BC has to exploit matchups.
Absolutely, and again, be patient. When Maine goes to zone, don't settle for the first open look from 3. Try to work the ball in for a higher percentage shot. Excellent patient and execution by Boston College that time versus the Maine zone.
Steph Mitchell already over his season average of 6 points per game. After the foul was on Turgott. So a good adjustment by Jim Christian and his coaching staff after the media timeout.
And we spoke with Coach Christian, John, and the biggest thing we took away from that conversation is their energy. And that has been there to start this game off. And you can see they're getting their hands in the passing lane.
Felder down the lane, and he's got 2. C.J. Felder is one of the more athletic players in the conference.
Really like him. Came in as a freshman ready to play, and he continues to show some growth on the offensive and defensive side.
Maine just stepped out of bounds as the Eagles force some turnovers.
It's all about their energy right here. Excellent in the passing lane, and this is their best offense, your defense. Get out in transition, off some stops, in particular off of turnovers, and try to get some easy transition buckets.
A revitalized BC attack. Damar Langford, he's got it. Oh, that was pretty.
Well, the Langford brothers, great energy, and then adding it with some excellent shooting.
And the miss by Wright McLeish. Can BC capitalize? Mitchell on the baseline gets walled off. He thought about the 3. The Langford brothers are in the backcourt. Here's C.J. Felder. Mitchell. Dirty work. Oh, boy. Did everything except the hoop.
Excellent job on the offensive glass. I think, though, the key number in this stretch for Boston College, they've limited the open looks for Maine.
Solomon Ilyamade keeps it alive for Maine. Here's a drive by Wright McLeish and a foul by Damar Langford. So Maine with a counterpunch. 7-point lead for the Eagles. You're watching ACC Network Basketball presented by Geico.
We've marched
Maine's Anisha Curry has been a mentor to Adams, and she's had quite a career coaching in Vietnam and China, 2 seasons in the WNBA, and a terrific story, Malcolm.
And a wealth of knowledge, and I wouldn't be surprised to see one day as her being a head coach. We saw her out here working with the players prior to the game. Obviously a wealth of knowledge, an excellent player, but now building her resume as a coach. And as you said, John, just a phenomenal story.
And Richard Barron, the Maine coach, former women's coach at the University of Maine. So he's had quite a resume as well, coaching men and women. A swing pass to Mitchell. Makai Ashton Langford gets it back. And the Langford brothers have 2 triples.
Well, their threes, that's just a bonus. I've been impressed with the defensive intensity that both brothers have brought. They have changed the complexion of this game with their defense, and now they're knocking down shots from the perimeter.
Largest lead of the game for the Eagles. Their defense has been tenacious. Tamara Langford before the hoop as it's waved off. There's foul on Maine. So the Langford brothers, Damar and Makai Ashton Langford. Damar is the younger brother. Makai Ashton Langford wearing the yellow jumpsuit.
I love those pictures right there. Nothing like that brotherly love. And both these guys playing outstanding ball early on for Boston College in this game. And, you know, we spoke with the coaching staff, John, about this. He said, look, in the Syracuse game, we felt like their offense really impacted their defense. You want it the other way around. You want your defense to feed your offense. And that's what's happening early on in this game for Boston College. They're getting some opportunities because they're getting stops early.
You see only 64% at the line. Here's our men's basketball matchup for tonight. Tobacco Road rivalry game between number 17 North Carolina and NC State in Raleigh. Tar Heels have won 5 straight at 9 of 10 against the Wolfpack. That's tonight, 7 Eastern, right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Always a high-intensity game between the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack. And BC will play at NC State after the Christmas break. They'll be in Raleigh December 30th on the ACC Network. Cleach trying to drive. Maine just stepped out of bounds again, so the turnovers are mounting for the Black Bears.
Yeah, and that's something we spoke with Coach Barron about yesterday. He said, look, coming into this game, one of the keys for us is handling the pressure of Boston College. Obviously, they have not had a lot of reps. We've referenced the canceled games that they've had leading up to this season, so certainly showing some rust right now, but you also want to give some credit to the Boston College defense.
BC riding a 13-2 run over the last 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Damar Langford feeling it, but off the mark. To Hart, the board for Maine.
Well, out of the zone right now, this is the one guy that Boston College must find on the perimeter.
Tilgart Larson, high percentage shot. Oh, the lob for Damar Langford from his brother Makai. Missed opportunity, quick 3, and why not? He's been feeling it all day.
I'm going to say it again.
LaShawn DeHart.
He is the one guy that you have to find in transition or out of the zone. If you're Boston College, he's going to pull up from anywhere. He is a three-point shooter.
Rich Kelly tries to match him. That's 5 threes in 6 attempts for LaShawn DeHart, season high. Damar Langford on the baseline in the end one. That's a perfect pass to a wide open Damar Langford.
Coaches talk about 50-50 balls. This right here is a winning play by Boston College. That one right there was Stephon Mitchell finishing on a previous play. But that is all set up by James Carnick, keeping the play alive. Second chance opportunity, and then you get the ball going to the basket. Excellent work by Boston College.
The Eagles clearly have the advantage on the boards. They have more height Dorel rebounding Maine by 8, 22 to 14. Karnick's been a big part of that. As Winston Tibbs has had a quiet day, he replaces DeMar Langford. They haven't needed him. Langford exits the lineup.
Well, for Maine right now to close out this half, they have to try to get settled down in their half court and then handle the pressure by Boston College. Limit the turnovers that have happened in this last 4-minute stretch.
Larson, easy post bucket for Vilgard Larson in an N1. On New Year's Eve, we'll have an afternoon women's basketball doubleheader right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. We start Miami with Notre Dame taking on the 4-2 Hurricanes at 1 Eastern. Then number 2 Louisville squares off against Coach Kara Larson, 3-1 Duke at Cameron Indoor. Jam-packed schedules on the ESPN family of networks. Karnick, that ferocious slam. And James Karnick has given them quite a boost.
And that's their 16th point in the paint meter. Excellent execution and heads-up play by Boston College. Out of the zone, again, being patient, not settling for jumpers, and then finding the soft spot.
Karnick with 6 points and 4 boards, and another turnover by the Black Bears. Rich Kelly with a 2-on-2 opportunity. Did you like the decision by Kelly? Should he have dished it to Mitchell?
Well, it's a clean look, so again, you don't mind the aggression. I think of the bigger issue or reason why BC's ahead is their defensive intensity continues to be really good in this first half.
Offensive foul called on Fofo Adetogun. He's Maine's leading scorer, but it's been a big dose of James Karnick for the Eagles. James Carter scored 20 and grabbed 8 rebounds against Syracuse 10 days ago. He's building on that.
Yeah, he continues to be relentless on the offensive glass. In that Syracuse game, John, he had 7 offensive rebounds early on in the first half here versus Maine. He has been dominant on the offensive glass. Right here, finished off with a monster dunk. Boston College doing a nice job being patient against the Maine zone. And then when they've worked the ball around and gotten it down low to Carnett, he has finished.
See, that looks like a familiar face. BC guard Malcolm Huckabee with over 1,300 career points.
Wow, who's that guy right there with hair? And certainly a lot of memories here in Conti Forum.
Well, you're 1,316 ahead of yours truly. John Mina Farrell with Malcolm Huckabee. I had 0 at BC and 0 at my alma mater, Ithaca College.
I'm surprised you didn't give yourself a couple of points, but early on in this first half, Boston College has done a nice job defensively creating offense, still though struggling from beyond the arc.
Malcolm, great to be alongside you and our terrific crew. Producer Russ Ken, director Mike Baker. Everybody working hard to bring you a noon matinee from Chestnut Hill. Happy holidays, everybody, as the Eagles defense continues its ferocity. Great no-look pass. Tabs to Carnick. Wow, that was outstanding.
And I think that shows the growth of Winston Tabs. Again, early on, that's a guy, he might have taken that shot by himself, recognizing I got to get everybody involved. Unselfish play for a wide-open dunk.
Here comes Tabs again to trigger the offense to Rich Kelly. He gets doubled. Carnick and the block by Radakovic out of bounds, but Winston Tabs, spectacular.
Well, remember, he's a guy that missed over 600 days in between games, battling knee injury, and then right here again, unselfish play, draw 2 defenders for a wide open dunk. And you know, John, we haven't talked about it much, but I think one of the issues that has plagued Boston College, they really don't have a true point guard. And I think Tabs, because he has the ball in his hands, so often he's going to have to take on that role and be more of a facilitator at times during games.
That's been well documented as Felder gives BC a 15-point lead. The Tabs missed 676 days with knee injuries. So many long days for him trying to get back on the court. To his credit, he's come back with a vengeance. And the tie-up by Carnick. Good hustle. He wanted a timeout. John Gaffney, the official, says jump ball.
Well, John, you can tell that Boston College received the message from Coach Jim Christian. He talked about it, and we put some film out. He was not happy with the effort and energy that they displayed against Syracuse. That has not been the case in this game. You got guys diving on the floor. They're active defensively, and it's a big reason why they have this lead.
Trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. Carnick with an offensive foul. The push on Vilgot Larson. Leishon Duhart has come to play for Maine, but the rest of the team not so much. Duhart, the career best 5 3-pointers.
Yeah, and that's really been the one, I guess, you call it bad spot for Boston College. They've done a poor job finding him.
Maine with a violation on the inbounds and another turnover for the Black Bears.
They're discussing it right now. We got a veteran crew. As we take a look right here and see if there was a violation. Again, he has to be out of bounds before he makes that pass back in bounds. And
it's 12 turnovers for Maine, including 5 in the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds. C.J. Felder jumped out of the building. Some highlight-filled plays for the Eagles in the first half.
Beautiful out of bounds underneath, and Felder showing off the athleticism.
He has 9. Jay Heath, a nifty move on the baseline. They're all falling now for BC. They had that 2-minute, 45-second scoring drought, but they're coming with a vengeance. Here's DeHart, the pull-up three. That's his second miss in 7 attempts from distance. Eagles with their largest lead of the first half. Rich Kelly trying to gain some more. One thing they haven't done is hit threes. They're 4 for 17.
Yeah, that's really been the one negative spot in this game. Other than that, though, really their defense has been outstanding. Looks like a completely different team than we saw against Syracuse.
Oko with a miss. He's from Brockton, Mass. Not too far away from Chestnut Hill. C.J. Felder, again, they can't contain him.
Now, and it's all set up by defense right now for Maine. They just have to do a better job settling down, getting into the half court, and then running their offense. Don't allow the Boston College pressure D to speed you up and get you into turnovers.
Felder, the lone Eagle in double figures with 11. He averages 9. The wheel and deal by Radakovich. The running shot, the hooker by Radakovich. That was impressive.
That was like this, the old school, I'm going to take my time, back you down, and then shoot a little. I'm not sure if you call it a jump hook, but excellent patience.
12-2 run for the Eagles to end the first half. And they were dominant. C.J. Felder.